Okay, welcome everyone. Nice that you are joining in practice today. I like to go a little bit into the flow and maybe work a little bit on the core, doing some stronger poses, but just see what works for you. Maybe some hamstring stretches. If you like to, you can use your blocks. And then just let's start on our backs. Taking a moment to lay down. Just relax everything. See if you can start with bringing the awareness to your inner body. Empty your mind. Start to bring the awareness really inside. Let go of your thoughts. Maybe you want to bring one hand onto your chest, one onto your belly, so you can really feel your in and exhalations. Just filling up on every inhale, emptying on your exhale. Whatever is happening in that monkey mind, just see if you can bring the focus to your breath. Don't think about the things that happened today or that are still coming on your path. Try to keep your mind empty this coming hour. If you like to, you can take a moment just to set an intention, maybe for your practice, maybe for anything else. Maybe you feel that your breath starts to slow down. Your body is calming. Just stay here for a few more deep in and exhalations. Just take one more breath here. If you like to, you bring your arms all the way over your head. You can give yourself a nice stretch. And then see if you can start to bring your knees towards you. Hands onto your knees, make a few circles. Now bring your knees back to the center. Slowly lengthen your left leg up. Your right knee stays bent. Hands come under your, behind your head. And then just lift your shoulder blades off the floor. Now slowly see if you can start to bring your right elbow in the direction of your left knee. And come back. We go for 9 more. And go back. 8. Pull that shoulder off the mat. And back. 7. Back down. 6 more. Go back. 5. And lower. Lift. And lower. 3 more times. Up. And down. Maybe you point your toes. Last one. And back to the center. Extend your right leg up. Bend your left leg. Bring your left elbow to your right leg. And go back. Pull up. And down. Slowly up. And down. 6 more. And go back. 5 more times. And back. Crunch your belly. And back. 3 more times. and slowly back. 2 more, and back down. Last one, and go back. And then from here, see if you can bring both legs up. Bring your arms all the way over your head. Now keep your hands flat onto the floor all the time. Make sure your hands are not coming off the mat. And then see if you can sweep your legs over your head. Maybe you touch your fingers with your toes. And then slowly roll back down. Bring your legs just above the floor. Slowly pull back up, lift up and over. Keep your hands down. Bring your feet to your hands, not your hands to your feet. Just go a few times up and down. Do it slowly with control. Don't kick up, but see if you can roll back vertebra by vertebra and then pull your legs, your hips off the floor from your core. Maybe you can go 3 more times. Just do it in your own tempo. Gently rolling back. 2 more to go. And slowly back. Last time, lift up and over. And slowly roll back. And from here, you can leave your legs just above the floor. See if you can stay here for 4, 3, 2, 1. And bring your knees to your chest. You can cross your ankles. Rock and roll a few times to the front and to the back. Massage your own spine. And then from there you can roll all the way over your knees, making your way onto hands and knees. Now when you're onto your hands and knees, see if you can bring your hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips. Just making some circles up here. Maybe you just do some cat-cow. Just start to open up your spine. Feel if there is any tension anywhere in your body. Just do whatever feels good. When you're ready, come all the way to the center. Now just turn your hands around. Spread your fingers wide. Maybe you tuck your toes under your feet and you pull your sitting bones back. Give your forearms a nice stretch, your wrists, your fingers maybe. Just see if you can find a nice stretch but no pain ever. Taking one more in an exhalation and come back to the center. Then you bring your hands back to the front. Keep your fingers spread wide, so you could keep your toes tucked under. Navel pulls in, and then lift your knees just a little bit off the floor. Just a centimeter. Maybe you shift your weight a little bit forward and backwards. To the front and to the back. Claw your fingertips into the earth. Make sure you're not going to hang into your shoulders. 2 more times, just forward and backwards. And then gently bring your knees down to the floor, feet onto the floor, extending your right leg to the back. Lift your heart up a little bit. Feel that you start to stretch that leg away. Keep your knee pointing down, extending your left arm forward. Deep inhale here. On your exhale, pull it in. Squeeze it towards your chest. Deep inhale, stretch yourself out. And slowly hug it in. Last time, lengthen. And exhale, pull everything towards you, hold it. Squeeze your thigh closer, push your hand deeper into the earth. And bring everything back down. Take a moment to center your spine. It's so hot in here already. Now slowly see if you can bring your left leg all the way to the back. Keep your knee pointing down, dip your navel in a little bit, and bring your right arm forward. Deep inhalation, and on your exhale, pull everything in. Slowly bringing your arm forward, your leg back, and hug it in. Last time, extending out, and coiling in. Hold to your heels. See if you can fold your upper body over your thighs, coming onto your fingertips. Just take a moment, stretching out your arms, your side body. Push your sitting bones to the back. Keep your neck long, one more deep breath. Then you can bring your hands down. Slowly starting to lengthen your legs into your first downward facing dog. Maybe you walk your dog here for a moment. Do whatever you like, move your hips. Bring your heels from side to side. See if you can stay connected with your in and exhalations. Ready, come to stillness in down dog. Take a few in and exhalations. Check if you spread your fingers wide. Press all your knuckles into the floor. You can always keep your knees into a little bend. One more breath. And then start to walk your feet to the front of your mat. When you're all the way forward, you can always widen your legs a little bit if you like. Maybe you catch your elbows. Maybe you like to wrap your arms around your legs. Fold yourself forward. All your ribs are bowing down over that thighs. Keep your sitting bones pressing up. Keep your knees soft. Try not to round forward and hang into the back of your thighs, but shift your weight forward. Bend your knees. Make them soft. And from there you can pull yourself closer to your legs. Always make sure you can still breathe. Take a few more in and exhalations here. Slowly start to roll up, bend your knees, roll up vertebra by vertebra, coming up into a standing position. When you're all the way back up, bring your feet a little bit wider. Slowly extend your arms all the way up. Maybe you like to interlace your fingers, bring your index fingers together, move all the way over to one side. Just give yourself a nice little side stretch. And come back up. Slowly moving over to the other side. Make sure you're not going to hang into that hips. Keep your legs active. Press your feet into the earth. And come back up. And you can bring your arms all the way down. Bring your feet together. Big toes touch. Hands come in front of your heart center. Make sure you don't drop your elbows. Elbows are pointing to the sides. Heart is lifting. On your next inhale, you reach your arms all the way up. On your exhalation, slowly fold forward. Hands next to your feet. On your inhalation, lift your heart halfway up. You can always bring your hands into your shins, flat spine. On your exhalation, hands down. Step your feet into high plank. Just hold your plank for a moment. Maybe you shift your weight a little bit forward and backwards. Make sure you're not going to drop into your shoulders or you hang into your back. Keep everything strong. Feel the muscles around your core. Taking one more in an exhalation here. And then bring your knees down. Come all the way down onto your belly. Feet are onto the floor. Elbows face to the back. Just lift your heart up into easy cobra. And come back. 2 more times. Lift your heart up. And lower down. Last time, maybe you lift your hands with you off the floor. And come back. And then tuck your toes under. Make your way back into downward facing dog. Few in and exhalations. Keep your neck long too. Shoulders away from your ears. Make sure you keep pressing your index finger, your thumb into the mat. Just for one more breath. And look in between your hands, soften your knees and step forward. Half lift on your inhalation, flat spine. And exhale, bow down. Your inhale, rise all the way back up. And exhale, hands back in front of your heart center. Deep inhale, find the length, rise up. And exhale, lower down, soft knees. Half lift on your inhalation. And exhale, step your feet into high plank. This time, shift your weight a little bit forward. If you want to, you bring your knees onto the floor, hold on to your core. Bend your elbows a little bit and stop. A little bit more, hold it. Maybe a little bit more, hold it. And from there you roll over your toes into easy cobra or maybe upward facing dog. Slowly come back in down dog from there. Just feel your in and exhalations. Keep your navel hugging in, ribs together. One more breath. And then look in between your hands, soften your knees and step or flow through the front of your mat. Half lift on your inhalation and exhale, bow down. Deep inhale, lengthen all the way up. And hands back in front of your heart. Last time, deep inhale, rise up. And exhale, slowly lower. Half lift on your inhalation and exhale, step. Maybe you hop into low plank. From there, you come back into cobra or up dog. And make your way back into downward facing dog. And when you're back into downward facing dog, slowly bring your right leg up. Maybe you spread all the toes of your right foot. Keep your hips next to each other, arms long. Maybe you like to come onto all your fingertips just to shift that weight a little bit more to the back. Keep your shoulders away from your ears. One more in and exhalation. Hands back down if you are on your fingertips. Knee to your chest. And softly step your foot forward. And then from here, keep your hands onto the floor this time. Maybe you need your blocks. Shift your weight a little bit forward and backwards. Try to open up that left hip flexors. Keep your navel zipping in. When you're ready, you come all the way to the center. Keep your legs active. Now from here, lift your heart up. On your exhalation, just round your spine. Maybe you bring your forehead all the way to your knee. On your inhalation, lift your heart back up. And exhale, round your upper body. Pull your navel away from your thigh. Last time, lift your heart. And exhale, hug it in. And then from here, you come back with your heart up. Now take a deep inhale. And exhale, pull your right toes off the floor, hips to the back, bow forward. Bend your right knee, open your chest, and shift your weight to the back. Two more, slowly forward. Keep that left leg active, and pull your hips back. Last time, going forward, and slowly bow down. And then you come back onto your right leg. Bring your left hand steady underneath your shoulder. Slowly bring your right arm up. Push that left heel to the back. Maybe you bring that right arm all the way over your head to the front. Really feel that you stretch out through the side. Keep pushing that left heel away. One more deep inhale. And then circle your hand down. Step your right foot next to your left and then turn to the outside of your right foot. Bring your left arm up. Maybe you step your left foot on top of your right. Zip your inner thighs together. Left arm up into the sky, or you bring it all the way over your ear to the front. Maybe you lift your hips up a little bit. One more inhale here. Then circle your hand down. Slowly go into low plank, or knees, chin and chest to the floor. Cobra or up dog. And make your way back into downward facing dog. And then just take a moment. Maybe you scan your whole body. Just notice all the sensations within. Be aware of yourself, but without any judgment. Just notice it, feel it. Don't think. Let's stay here for one more breath. When you're ready, you bring your left leg up. Really push that foot away. Maybe you spread all the toes of your left foot. Keep your navel hugging in. And if you like to, you come back onto your fingertips. Keep shifting that weight to the back. Try to keep lengthening, pulling your inner thighs together. One more deep breath here. And then bring your hands down, bring your knee to your chest. And softly step forward. Right heel is pushing to the back. You can always make your step a little bit bigger. Make sure that you can lower down your hips, but keep the connection with your core. And then bring your weight to the front and to the back. Try to drag that right thigh bone into your hip sockets, and at the same time, you push your heel away. Keep your navel hugging in. Maybe one more time to the front and to the back. And then you come somewhere in the center. Really pull your inner thighs towards each other. Take a deep inhale, lift your heart. And exhale, just round your back. Keep your hips where they are. Deep inhale, heart back up. And slowly round completely. Two more, deep inhale, rise. And exhale, bow down. Last time, lift your heart. And slowly round down. Lift your heart back up. Take a deep inhale here. And your exhale, pull that left toes off the floor, bow over your left thigh. Slowly coming back forward. Keep that right leg active and push your hips back up. Two more to go. Lift your heart up. And push your hips back. Last time, heart forward. And press them back up. Come back onto your left foot, bend that left knee, right hand presses into the earth. Keep your upper body close to your thigh. Bring your left arm forward. Keep pushing the right heel to the back. Circle your arm over your head if you like to. Keep spinning your heart open. Try not to let that knee fall away. Zip it in. Staying here for one more inhale. Then circle your hand down, slowly stepping your left foot next to your right. And then turn your heels to the left. Bring your right arm up. If this is enough, you stay here. Maybe you step your right foot on top of your left. Try to squeeze your inner thighs together, your feet together. Maybe you bring your arm over your head. You push your hips up a little bit more. And when you're ready, slowly come down. Go through your vinyasa. When you're all the way back into downward dog, take a moment. Calm down your mind, your body, your breath. Maybe you like to take a deep breath out through your mouth. One more in an exhale. And then look in between your hands. Soften your knees and step or float back to the front of your mat. Half lift on your inhalation and exhale, bow down. From here, bend your knees nice and deep. Maybe you tap the floor with your fingertips. Stay deep, keep your knees together, thighs together. Bring your arms up, coming into chair pose. Navel zips in, shift your weight to the back, maybe you lift all your toes off the floor. If you like to, you gaze up in between your hands. Staying here for one more deep inhale. On your exhalation, bend all the way forward. Half lift on your inhale. On your exhalation, step or hop into low plank. Slowly come back forward, cobra or up dog. And make your way back into downward facing dog. From here you can bring your right leg all the way up. Take a deep inhalation here. On your exhale, bring your right knee to your right upper arm or shoulder. And lift back up. Right knee crosses to your left arm. And rise back up. And then pull your knee all the way to your nose. From there, look in between your hands and step all the way forward. Left heel turns down into the floor. And then open up into warrior two. Make sure your right knee is on top of your right ankle. See if you can flex your hands this time. Really push the palms of your hands away. Your fingertips towards you. Maybe you sink a little bit deeper into your hips. Really feel as you lengthen your arms. Spread your shoulder blades. And then from here you can bring your left arm behind your back. Maybe you catch your thigh. Circle your right arm all the way up and over into a reverse warrior. Take one deep inhale here. Then come all the way to the front. Keep your left hand where it is if you're in your bind. You can always bring your elbow onto your thigh, or you bring your right hand at the inside of your right foot. Push that right knee away. Circle your left shoulder on top of your right. Push your left foot deep into the floor. Sorry for the noise. My neighbors are going crazy again. If you want to, you stay here. Maybe you bring the right arm next to your ear. Keep pushing your tailbone down. One more in an exhalation. And then bring your right hand back down if you brought it forward. Make your step a little bit smaller. Keep your left hand where it is. Maybe you bring your right hand forward a little bit. And then shift your weight onto your right foot. Lift that left leg up. Spread your toes. Maybe you can look over your shoulder up into the sky. Now just take one more deep in an exhalation here. Extend a little bit more. And then you can look down. Slowly step back. And when you're ready, release your arm. Turn your toes to the long side of your mat. Bring your hands all the way onto your hips. Toes a little bit inwards. Take a deep inhale here. On your exhalation, come halfway forward. Bring your hands under your shoulders. Maybe you lengthen your spine a little bit more. Keep your weight into the front of your feet, soft knees. And walk your hands back. See if you can pull your elbows to the back. If you want to, you stay here for a few in and exhalations. Maybe you like to let your feet come off the floor. Slowly coming up into your headstand. Wherever you are, just breathe. When you're in your headstand, slowly bring your legs back to the sides and all the way back down to the floor. Taking one more in an exhalation, and then walk your hands back under your shoulders. Okay, so from here you bring your hands back onto your hips and rise up with a long spine. And then from here you can turn your right toes back to the front of your mat. Slowly start to bring your arms to the sides. And then reach all the way to the front. Bow over that right thigh. Right hand comes in front of your ankle or your shin. Maybe you can catch your foot, but it's not about going too deep. It's about keeping the length into the sides. Keep your tailbone down. Gazing up to your left fingers. Navel is hugging in. Staying here for one more breath. And then slowly circle your left hand down. Left heel comes up. And then bring your left knee to the floor. See if you can shift your weight to the back. Extend that right leg out. Hands under your shoulders. Take a deep inhale here. And exhale, slowly lower. Now just stay there for a few breaths. I see if I can do something about this noise. long. So when you're coming all the way back up, see if you can pull that right hip back a little bit. Maybe you need your blocks. And then pull your foot off the floor. Maybe you pulse it up a few times. And slowly drag it to the back. From here you bring your hands back under your shoulders. Tuck your left toes under. And extend all the way back up. Maybe you like to stay here. Maybe you go through your vinyasa on one or on 2 feet. And make your way back into downward dog. When you're all the way back in down dog, take a deep breath. And start to bring your left leg up. Now take a deep inhalation here. When you exhale, left knee to your left upper arm or shoulder. And slowly lengthen and extend. Left knee crosses over to your right arm. And rise back up. Then you bring your knee back to your nose. And step your foot all the way forward. Now turn your right heel down. Come up into second warrior. Just turn around for a moment. Deepen your hips. Flex the palms of your hands. Pull your fingers towards you. Stretch your shoulder blades away from each other. And you feel the strength and the stretch. One more breath. Then bring your right arm behind your back. Onto your left thigh if you can. And then from here, circle your left arm up and over. Taking a deep inhalation into your reversed warrior. And slowly come back. Lengthening that left arm forward. Elbow on your thigh or hand at the inside of your foot. Don't lose your upper body. Don't lose the core. Keep circling that right shoulder up. Keep pushing your right foot down into the mat. Hips on top of each other. Maybe you like to extend that left arm all the way forward. See if you can stay here for one more breath. And then slowly bring that arm down. Now you can make your step a little bit smaller. Bring your left hand in front of you. And then bring your weight onto your left foot. Try to keep opening up your hip. Opening up your shoulder. Keep your weight a little bit into your toes. Maybe you can look all the way over your right shoulder. Up into the sky. Staying here for one more breath. Then you look down to the floor, softly stepping back to where you came from. And then you can turn your left toes to the long side of your mat. Toes a little bit inwards. This time see if you can interlace your fingers behind your back. Walk your shoulder blades together. Lengthen your arms, open your chest. And slowly bow down. Make sure you're not going to bring your sitting bones all the way to the back. Keep your weight a little bit forward into your toes. You can always make your step a little bit smaller so you are further away from the floor, or a little bit bigger to come closer. Make sure you can still breathe. Staying here for one more deep in and exhalation. And you come halfway up. Hands onto your hips, lift your heart forward. And then you come up with a long spine. When you're all the way back up, just turn your left toes back to the front of your mat. And then bring your arms to the sides, reaching forward for Trikonasana. When you cannot go any further, bring your hand down in front of your ankle or your shin. Maybe you catch your big toe. See if you can gaze up to your right finger. Keep extending out of your hips, tailbone down. You always place your hand onto your sacrum for a moment. Feel the length of your spine. Take one more breath. Then gently look down, circle your right hand all the way down to the floor. Right heel comes up And then bring your right knee down. Extending your left leg in front of you, hands under your shoulders. Deep inhalation, lift your heart. And exhale, slowly bow down. Deep inhale, lift your heart back up. And exhale, gently lower. Last time, lifting up. And bow down. And then just stay where you are. Take a couple of deep breaths here. You can always find a variation with your arms. Just make sure you're not going to round and bring your nose to your knee. You want to extend your spine. Fold your belly over your thigh. And then you can let your chest and your head bend forward. Just take one more deep breath here. And then slowly start to lift your heart back up. Hands back under your shoulders. Pull that left hip back a little bit and drag your foot off the floor. Maybe you pulse it up a few times. And then drag it all the way down, maybe without touching the floor. Hands back. Right toes under. And lift that left leg back up. Maybe you stay here for a moment. Maybe you take a nice vinyasa. And then take a moment into child's pose. Maybe you bring your knees a little bit to the sides, sitting bones to your heels. If you like to, you bring your knees all the way together, arms to the back. One more breath. Really slowly starting to bring your hands back on the floor. Come onto hands and knees. Tuck your toes under and make your way back into downward dog. When you're all the way back in down dog, look in between your hands. Soften your knees and step or float back to the front of your mat. Half lift on your inhale and exhale, bow all the way down. And from here, see if you can slowly start to bend your knees a little bit, come high onto your toes. Fold your whole upper body over your thighs. See if you can get your hands flat onto the floor. Nice. And then from here, let your knees come into your armpits or onto your upper arms. Make sure that you pull your elbows a little bit together, your upper arms. You're not going to get wider to the sides. And then shift your weight forward. Maybe you lift one foot off the floor. Maybe that other foot comes off the floor. And then pull your heels up to your sitting bones. Press yourself away from the floor. Hips up. Maybe you touch your wrists with your feet one by one. And then slowly come back down. Just hang forward for a moment. Take a few deep in and exhalations. And see if you can try it one more time. Just come into your own crow. Take a few in and exhalations. See where you can go. Maybe from there you like to step back. Maybe you can hop all the way back into Chaturanga. Then from there, finish your vinyasa. Make your way back in down dog. When you're all the way back into your downward dog, slowly bring your feet together. Big toes touch. Bring your right leg up. Open your right hip on top of your left, just for a moment. If you like to, you come high onto the fingertips of your left hand. Keep your shoulders next to each other. Arms are long. And then from here, pull your knee to your chest. Turn your left heel down. Step your right foot underneath your left leg. Now slowly rise up into modified plank. If you want to, you can stay here. Maybe you pull that right hip back a little bit. You lift your right foot off the floor. One more deep inhale. And then pull your knee to your chest and softly step forward. Left heel comes down, rise all the way up in warrior one. And just deepen your pose for a moment. Push the outside of your left foot down. Lengthen through your arms. Maybe you turn your pinkies a little bit inwards. Feel that you spin your arms up. Keep your navel hugging in. One more deep inhale. Maybe you look up. Then open up your heart. Interlace your fingers. Arms away from your upper body and bow forward. Just coming into your humble warrior. And stay here for one more breath. And slowly come all the way back up. Arms up. And then bring your hands in front of your heart. Now lift your left heel off the floor. Bring your weight forward. And slowly come onto your right foot. Find your balance. See if you can keep your hips next to each other. Reach your arms to the back. Maybe you bow forward a little bit more. One more in an exhalation. And then slowly come back up. Bring your knee all the way to your chest. Give it a nice hug. And then you can start to bring your right hand onto your hip. Maybe you can catch your big toes of your left foot. Otherwise, keep your hand onto your knee. From here, you can open your knee to the side. Or maybe you like to extend your leg all the way forward. And from there you open it all the way up to the side. Nice. If that works for you, you can bring your arm all the way to the side as well. I don't know, I'm a little bit wiggly. That can happen. Every day is different. Just stay where you are for one more breath. And then bring your leg back forward. See if you can release your hands back onto your hips. Hold your leg just for 3, 2, 1. Kick it up. And slowly bring it back down. And then from here, extend your arms back up. Slowly bow all the way forward. Half lift on your inhale. And exhale, step or up your feet to the back. Make your way to your vinyasa. Back to downward facing dog. And then take a deep in and exhalation here. Slowly bring your feet back together. And left leg rises. Left hip opens on top of your right. Maybe you come high onto the fingertips of your right hand. Push yourself away from the floor even more. Shoulders aligned. One more in an exhale. And then lift your leg back up. Now pull your knee back to your chest. Step your left leg underneath your right. Foot is in front of your navel or your hip. Right arm rises up. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you pull that left foot off the floor. Just for one more breath. And then pull your knee towards you. And softly step your foot forward. Right heel turns down. Come up into warrior one. Take a moment to align your hips. Push the outside of your foot, your right foot especially, into the floor. Press that foot away. Long arms. Lengthen out of your side body. Maybe you gaze up in between your hands for a moment, or you bring your hands all the way together. And then open up your heart, interlace your fingers. Stretch your arms away from you. And bow all the way forward. You can always bow over your left thigh. Or you come at the inside of your left leg. Make sure you still breathe. One more in an exhalation. And come all the way back up. Bring your hands back in front of your heart. Right heel comes off the floor And shift your weight slowly forward. Find your balance onto your left leg. Keep that right leg reaching away, arms to the back, and maybe you can bow forward a little bit. Keep reaching through your fingertips. Pull your navel in, and slowly rise back up. Bring your knee to your chest. And then you can start to bring your left hand on your hip. Catch your right big toe if you want to. If that's enough to keep your hand onto your knee, it's fine. Then you keep your knee bent and you open your leg to the side from there. Otherwise, extend your leg forward. Keep your shoulders next to each other and open your leg all the way to the side. Maybe you bring your left arm to the side. If you like to, you can always look over to your left hand. Root your left foot into the earth. Staying here for one more breath. And then slowly bring your leg all the way back to the front. Hands back on your hips. Keep that leg where it is for 3, 2, 1. Maybe you kick it up. And bring your foot back down. And then go to your vinyasa. Deep inhale, lengthen. And exhale, lower. Half lift. And step or float back. Cobra or up dog. And back into downward facing dog. And then look in between your hands. Soften your knees. And step or float into a seated position. Now when you're all the way down, lengthen your legs to the front. Maybe you make some space for your sitting bones. If you need to, keep your knees bent, toes towards you. Bring your arms all the way up. Maybe give yourself a nice stretch up here. And then start to reach it all the way forward. Try to fold your whole rib cage over your thighs. Bending down. It's possible you can catch the outside of your ankles, the outside of your feet. Maybe you wrap your arms around and you catch one wrist with one hand. Really feel the length at the whole back of your body. The back of your hamstrings. Your lower back as well. Keep reaching through the crown of your head to your toes. Reach your toes to the crown of your head. And just take one more deep in and exhalation here. Really slowly releasing your hands. And then roll back up. And from here you can bring your feet onto the floor. Feet are hip width apart. Bring your hands behind you. Shoulders to the back. And then slowly lift your hips up. Really push your hands, your feet into the floor. Maybe let your head move to the back. Push your hips up. Stay here for one more deep inhale. And exhale. Bring your hips just above the floor. Pull them through your arms. Flex your toes. Slowly push your hips back up. And push them back. Last time. Lift your hips up. And pull them through your arms. Maybe you can lift your feet off the floor. And gently sit down. And then from here, you can start to come all the way down onto your back. When you're on your back, bring your knees to your chest. Maybe you make a few circles here. Start to relax everything. And then you bring your arms down next to your hips. Lengthen your legs up. And see if you can bring your legs slowly over your head. Bring your hands onto your lower back. Maybe walk your shoulder blades a little bit closer together. And then see if you can extend your legs all the way up into your shoulder stand. You can always keep walking your hands up a little bit. you like to, you can do a variation. Maybe you want to lift one arm up, then the other. Maybe you want to bring one leg down, then the other. When you are ready, see if you can slowly, slowly bring your legs halfway down. Maybe you take one more deep in and exhalation there. And then see if you can bring your feet down to the floor. Now if you bring your feet onto the floor, if possible, interlace your fingers, stretch your arms all the way out. Maybe you bring your toes onto the floor, push your hips back up. Make sure you're not going to hang into your back, but drag that hips up into the sky, lengthen your back. Make sure you don't move your head to the side. And stay here for one more in an exhalation. Maybe you can let your knees come all the way down next to your ears. One more breath here. And slowly release your hands, bring your hands onto the floor and see if you can roll back vertebra by vertebra. Really slowly, slowly, slowly. Your head or your legs come back at the last moment. So when your legs are all the way down onto the floor, start to bring your right knee towards you. You can hug your knee close. Really push your lower back into the floor. Lengthen that left leg. And then from there, extend your right leg all the way up. It's fine if your leg is here. Try just to keep your back down, your left leg down. Give yourself a nice stretch into your hamstring. And from here you can bring your left hand onto your left thigh. Keep that left leg where it is. And open your right knee or your right leg all the way to the side. Make sure you're not going to let that left hip pop up. Just feel you open up your hip. One more deep breath. And then bring your leg back up. If you want to, you keep your leg long, you catch the outside of your foot with your other hand, or you bend your knee here, and from there you come all the way into your twist. Try to circle that right arm all the way up and over to the side. Open up everything, your shoulder. Keep your hip open. Keep space in between every vertebra. You can still breathe deeply. You bend your left knee. You catch your left foot with your right hand. And then gently start to make your way back to the middle. Hug your knees to your chest for a moment. And slowly start to bring your right leg down. Lower back presses into the floor. Activate your right leg. And then start to extend your left leg out. Maybe you can pull it a little bit closer. Make sure you still breathe. Stay where you are. I just forgot my watch, so I have to see what time it is. How long we still have to go. And then from here you bring your right hand onto your right thigh, push it down and open your left leg or your left knee to the side. It's nice if your left leg is higher than your hip. Otherwise, it's getting really hard to open up that hip. Make sure you bend your knee if it's necessary. Just don't roll over to the left side. One more breath here. And then bring your left leg back up. Maybe you catch the outside of your foot or the outside of your knee. And then let your leg go to the other side. You can always hook your hips a little bit to the left. Find back the same variation as you were into at the other side. Try to relax that left shoulder. Maybe you like to bend your right leg, catching your foot. Still relaxing your shoulder. Moment that your pose is not calming you down anymore, then back off. Make it a little bit easier. And just stay here for one more breath. And then you come all the way back. Hug your knees to your chest one more time. And then it's already time for Shavasana. If you want to go on with your practice a little bit longer, just go ahead, of course. Otherwise, see if you can lay down onto your back. Maybe you take a few deep exhalations through your mouth. Just let go. And then let your whole body melt down into the earth. Surrender completely. Give yourself these few minutes to let your practice slowly integrate into your body. See if you can stay here for at least 2 minutes, maybe a little bit longer. And then you end your practice. When you're going to end your practice, just gently start to make your way back up. Maybe you first roll onto your side. Just take your time to come back out of Shavasana. When you're back into a seated position, just take a moment up there to notice how you're doing. Maybe you bring yourself back to your intention. Really, you place your hands in front of your heart. Take a deep inhalation there. Then bow your head to your own heart. Thank yourself for your practice. Slowly coming back up. Namaste. And bow down to the earth. And come back up. Thanks a lot for joining. Have a beautiful evening and I hope to see you back soon.